nuclear weapons really need testing to ensure they work? Let's talk about it. Donald Trump seems to think so. During his latest Asia tour, he announced that the US would restart nuclear testing, something the world hasn't seen America do since 1992. On social media, he said, "Because of other countries' testing programs, I have instructed the Department of War to start testing our nuclear weapons on an equal basis." So much for global restraint. Backing him up was Vice President JD Vance, who insisted it is essential to make sure the US nuclear arsenal actually functions properly.
We have a big arsenal, obviously. The Russians have a large nuclear arsenal. The Chinese have a large nuclear arsenal. Sometimes you've got to test it to make sure that it's functioning and working properly. We've been working very closely, even with nations that we don't have the best relations with, to try to limit nuclear proliferation. The president's going to keep on working on that, but it's an important part of American national security to make sure that this nuclear arsenal we have actually functions properly.
Let's blow some things up, just to make sure they still blow up. But here's the thing, scientists say that's nonsense. The science? You don't need to blow up a bomb to know it works. Since 1994, the US has relied on the Stockpile Stewardship Programme, that is SSP, a science-driven initiative that keeps America's nukes in perfect working order without setting them off. Instead of detonating live warheads, scientists are using supercomputers, simulations, and subcritical experiments, tests that stop short of triggering a nuclear chain reaction. This keeps Washington in line with the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty signed in 1996. Jill Ruby, head of the National Nuclear Security Administration, summed it up last year. "We know more about the physics of nuclear weapons today than ever before because of the SSP, not because of testing. In short, America's arsenal works. It is just science, no mushroom clouds required." Marvin Adams, the NNSA's deputy administrator, even said they get all the technical data they need without going supercritical. Translation: "We've got it covered, no need for fireworks." The US military's own documents reaffirm that the country can sustain the stockpile without underground nuclear explosive testing. So when Vance claims testing ensures functionality, scientists are basically rolling their eyes. The only thing testing ensures these days is panic. Testing nukes is not about science anymore. It is about politics and optics. Trump's plan mirrors Project 2025, a conservative policy blueprint drafted by his former advisors, which explicitly calls for a readiness to test nuclear weapons at the Nevada site. Trump had once distanced himself from it, now he's reading straight from its playbook. And he dropped this announcement right before meeting China's Xi Jinping. Coincidence? Not likely. To top it off, Trump claimed the US has more nuclear weapons than any other country. That is not true. Russia leads with 5,489 warheads, followed by America with 5,177 and China with 600. But hey, accuracy has never been Trump's strong suit. The reactions? Predictably fierce. Iran's foreign minister calls Trump's decision regressive and irresponsible, accusing Washington of bullying the world while demonizing Iran's peaceful nuclear program. Japan's atomic bomb survivors group, Nihon Hidankyo, issued a powerful letter of protest, saying the directive directly contradicts global efforts for a peaceful world without nuclear weapons. The Kremlin, clearly unimpressed, suggested Trump has been misinformed about Russia's activities. Moscow insisted its recent drills cannot be interpreted as a nuclear test. Still, Russia's spokesman, Dmitry Peskov, added a warning. If the US resumes testing, we'll do it too. China's foreign ministry, meanwhile, urged Washington to earnestly abide by the global ban on testing, diplomatic language for "don't start something you can't finish." So do nukes really need testing? No, not unless you're trying to send a message, and not a very smart one. For 30 years, the US has proven that it can maintain one of the world's most advanced nuclear arsenals without ever pressing the red button again. Scientists say they already understand these weapons better now than when they were first built. Resuming nuclear testing will not make America safer, but it will make the world more nervous. Because when one superpower tests a nuke, the others won't just watch, they will test it too. And that's how you turn science into madness, one explosion at a time. With Jyoti Shukla, Bureau Report, India Today Global.